for young boys in particular, there's an adverse risk associated with the vaccine. It's like a 2 to 4-fold increase in the instances of myocarditis.
Yes, but you know what?
Hospitalization.
You know that there's an increased risk of myocarditis among that age cohort from getting COVID as well, which exceeds the risk of myocarditis from the vaccine.
I don't think that's true.
Another day, another mistake by podcast star Joe Rogan.
I think it's true. No. I don't think it's true that there's an increased risk of myocarditis from people catching COVID that are young versus increased risk of myocarditis from the vaccine.
No, there is.
That's Josh Zepps, an Australian broadcaster, trying to correct him.
There's both.
Well, let's look that up because I don't think that's true. Myocarditis is more common after COVID-19 infection than vaccination. But is this with children?
12 to 17.
12 to 17 more likely to develop myocarditis within 3 months of catching COVID at a rate of 450 cases per million infection. This compares to 67 cases of myocarditis per million at the same time following their second dose of Pfizer.
Yeah, so you're about 8 times likelier to get myocarditis from getting COVID than from getting the vaccine.
That's interesting.
Now,
that is not what I've read before, but also it's like, even when we're reading these things, it's like, what are we getting this from? Was this from the VAERS report? But even from the VAERS reports, when they report this stuff, it's like the amount of people that report, it's the underreporting.
First, Joe Rogan gets it wrong. Then when caught, he argues the correction must be based on faulty data. Hello, everybody. I'm David Shuster, and thanks for joining us. Just to be clear, myocarditis means inflammation or damage to the heart muscle. So the argument over what causes more myocarditis, getting COVID or getting the vaccine, could have a huge impact on public action. Of course, the science and data shows there is no debate. As Josh Zepps pointed out on Rogan's own show, kids of all ages are 8 times more likely to get heart inflammation from getting COVID than from getting the vaccine. In other words, kids should get the vaccine. And Joe Rogan's opposition is dangerous. Rogan has a history of false claims, and a lot of experts have now had enough with Rogan and the podcast company that carries him. Washington Post headline: Doctors call out Spotify over Joe Rogan spreading false and societally harmful COVID-19 claims. In an open letter published Monday, more than 270 medical professionals urged Spotify to stop, quote, enabling its hosted media to damage public trust in scientific research and sow doubt in the credibility of data-driven guidance. Rogan's show reaches an estimated audience of 11 million people every episode, and fact-checkers say he has repeatedly downplayed the need for coronavirus vaccines and used his platform to flirt with misinformation. In one recent episode, Rogan said that if a 21-year-old asked him if they should get the vaccine, quote, I'll go no. One epidemiologist who signed the letter says that Rogan is a menace to public health and that his ideas are fringe and not backed in science. The 270 scientists and doctors are not calling on Spotify to remove Rogan or his show. Instead, the group wants Spotify to develop a counter-misinformation policy. I'm not sure that would work. Furthermore, a counter-program, segment, or show would not fix the biggest hazard Rogan presents. In his misguided world, there are 2 sides to the vaccine issue. Science, facts, and data prove there is not. The evidence is overwhelming and clear that vaccines are safe and minimize your potential risk to serious COVID health problems. Joe Rogan and the millions of people who follow his advice are playing with fire, and they will only have themselves to blame when they get burned.